Hey everybody, it's zjayfi here from the OSG clan. I've just uh, decided to experiment with a build that I caught some Japanese Iron Horse speedrunners using earlier today, and I actually noticed that I've actually seen other speedrunners using this build before, but they were all PC players, and so I thought that I thought the key to this build was headshot damage, but as it turns out, no, not so much. The key to this build is multiplicative damage and using the focus headshot talent to stack up to 50% additional damage. So what I was doing here was testing the M1A versus the regular classic M1, and we went ahead and tested this. Me and a couple guys in the clan, and several of them said that they had better results with the M1A classic. I personally had much better results with the M1A CQB due to the increased rate of fire, and I have a really nice triple god rolled one with boomerang. Well, it's not triple god rolled, but I have a really nice one with boomerang on it. Some of them didn't have ones with boomerang on it. I don't have a classic M1A with boomerang on it, and some of them did. Either way, I got the best results out of the weapon that had boomerang on it. I did get good results out of the classic M1A, but not nearly as much as I did with the one with boomerang on it. And then I tried a whole bunch of assault rifles to try and make this build work properly, and the best one that I found was the Glory Days. So I'll take you a look here. Here's the M1A CQB with boomerang. Damage to target out of cover seems to be a big part of this build. On this character, I did not have a perfect Glory Days with damage to target out of cover on it, but I was still getting decent weapon damage out of it. Got a Providence Mask. We have the Focus chest piece. You want to try and get crit chance and crit damage as much as possible. That's 2 pieces of Walker Harris. That's for damage to target out of cover, and you can see that stacks on top of the weapon and the Fox Prayer knee pads. And then on this particular character, I had some different gloves and a Providence. Oh, I had Providence gloves and Providence backpack. So 3-piece Providence 2 Walker and the Overlord. As much crit damage as you could stack with the Focus talent and the Vigilance talent. Run it with the Shield. You want regen on that and the Reviver Hive, since this is in fact a raid build. And that's how you set it up right there. You can slow down and look at it again. I use the TAC. The crit TAC, the TAC 50, because I like the extra headshot damage that you get for the rifles. I also like the additional weapon handling. Using that, I can't remember the name of it. The Glory Days P416. You can actually let go of both of the sticks, and the target will remain right on the head. It's beautiful, and I think a lot of that has to do with the TAC specialization. But Byro pointed out to me that the gunner spec is also really strong in the raid because of the armor on kill. Lots of things you can do there. Here's some more test rounds that I did. Here's me testing the M1A again. As you can see, I was never able to emulate as much damage with the M1A as I was able to do with the M1A CQB. So here's the same build again on my primary character, this time using the M1A with boomerang. Because on this character, I don't have a CQB with boomerang, but I do have damage to target out of cover on that Glory Days. Again, the Providence Mask. This time I have a Providence Focus chest piece. So this time we only have 1 piece of Walker Harris. That's that holster right there. Triple God rolled Fox Prayers, and this time we have triple God rolled Contractor's Gloves and the Providence Vigilance backpack. So this one's a little bit different. So those are 2 variations of this same build that you could make. Again, running the Shield, and these are on 2 different characters of myself. So I'm ready to run this through through Iron Horse with 2 different characters, but they're essentially the same build. One of them's a little bit different. One of them has 2-piece Walker for the damage to armor rather than the Contractor's Gloves, just because I had to improvise with what I had available, but the idea behind it is still in place, which is to have 3 different types of multiplicative damage stacked as high as possible. And you've got the Focus increased multiplier with it, and you're also getting that headshot damage buff. So there's a lot of damage in this build, and it's a lot of fun to run. It really, really hits hard. I think it hits harder than 200% crit damage builds. Um, the only problem is that you're always scoped in that 8x scope. You're always scoped in. But that I think I can get used to that. I really can. And it was a bit of a problem. We tried it tonight, and it was a bit of a problem in the opening area where you can't see that you're being mortar targeted. It wasn't a huge problem though. And then we tried it again we tried it when we got to Lieutenant Gray. We absolutely smoked him, and I mean smoked him fast with this build. It was hitting even harder than a 200, a 60% crit chance, 205% crit damage build. It hit way harder because of that extra 50% weapon damage that you get after being scoped for so long. And you can absolutely reload your weapon without losing your 50% buff. The only thing is you can't let go for too long. You get about maybe 1 full second to get scope down sight. If you let go, you have to rescope within about 1 second in order to not lose the buff. So you can let go. You could flash. You could flash it on and off, but you cannot you cannot let go for very long. That's pretty much all there really is as far as the meat and potatoes of this build. The only other aspect is the use. Hey, sorry about the drop out there. I just realized that I was pretty much out of time. I want to leave you guys with some footage of me using this build, and sorry I couldn't get the audio out. Thanks a lot. Oh good, I got a name boss here. Excellent.
I find it funny that perfect focus don't proc on attack. But Headhunter will.
Serious trauma detected.
Yeah, and Killer was playing earlier today in the control point. I dropped him a nice piece today for his DPS build. Dropped him a Providence mask that was pretty much triple guard roll. 2 guard rolls, he can roll crit chance and crit damage to it.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Vital signs critical.
They're just fucking laser beaming me.
We're doing a fresh run, Z.
Yeah.
Target spot.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Well, by some miracle, I survived that shit. Amazing. The tricky part is you can't cover up and stay scoped. And I'm trying to keep it procced as much as possible.
Like they hurt us.
Hostiles deploying ballistic shield.
Boy, it really tears people apart, though.
Well, you played the, yeah, if you play the distance game, which is kind of like my gameplay anyway, you play the distance game. That thing, well, it shreds through armor. Which I play on sacrifice, so I play that distance game anyway. You chest bursters about my friend.
Yeah, it's pretty nice up close too, actually.
Yeah, but I get in trouble. Where I get in trouble at is when I start rushing them with sacrifice, and then I have tenacity proc on top of that.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm dead.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. I probably get killed by tenacity more than I do freaking an enemy.
But what I'm saying is, like, you can even deal with the rushers coming at you with it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like you're defenseless up close like you are with. What's that 45% headshot damage scope? That thing's worthless.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The digital scope. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the nemesis.
Get you killed when they come up beside you.
Oh yeah. I want to come up and give you a hug. I discovered sacrifice and started playing with it more. Now I don't even use the scope hardly no more. I just stay on perfect as cannon now. Or Overwatch. One of the two, depending on where I'm at.
Yeah, I like sacrifice, but in the raid, it's just a little bit too much. You get one-shotted by everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can run sacrifice all the way through Razorback. I've not yet tried it. Not yet been brave enough to try it in Ironhorse yet. I usually just run Overwatch and Ironhorse.
Reinforcements incoming. You are now group leader. You have been promoted to group leader. A clan member has joined your team.
Okay, now they're flanking me from all sides. That's, yeah,
Medical
fuck.
assistance needed.